What's up, guys? What's going on? So welcome to more 997 turbo stuff. This is the fun stuff, right? This is the stuff we all like. You already see from the heading. Got that new numeric shifter. You know, so dope. It's so cool. The construction of this thing is really nice. I really like it. Like, this whole thing is, you know, it's just pretty well constructed. But and there's a lot of grease right here on the side in this ball. But anyway, so apparently this particular numeric shifter now comes with an upgraded centering spring. So this whole thing is now self-centering. That apparently this was like a new design that they went with. That's supposed to make this shifter even nicer. I don't know, but the reason for actually upgrading to this particular shifter, not that I wanted to, it's just that I have to, because for some reason I think my shifter is first of all, the 997 shifter is sloppy to begin with. Like, it's just sloppy. And you know, me having the M3 and having you know, a whole mechanical short shifter on that, it's like night and day shifting in my M3 versus shifting in the 997 turbo. You know, I run a clip from when I first finished the car, and you guys could actually see I missed third gear. So yeah, you know, in that clip when I missed third gear, I was wondering, like, how the hell did I miss third gear? Like, how you can't miss third gear. It's the easiest gear to just really just pound into. And the reason why I missed third gear is because my cables are either stretched or on the verge of, I don't know, maybe breaking. Apparently breaking is something that happened. So I did this whole upgrade because I wanted to put the numeric shifter cables as well. So not only did I go with the shifters, but I also went with the numeric shifter cables, which these are supposed to be night and day compared to stock. Some people say they're a little noisy, a little clunky. I don't really care. I have a catless exhaust. I don't think I could care about any more noise than that. But yeah, I'm excited to, you know, finally get it in there and actually test this whole thing out, because I haven't driven my car in a couple weeks. Because I'm actually tired of driving it, because it was on 3 occasions that, you know, when I reach for third gear, it's like the cables are so stretched. I had to take my time to actually go into third gear. And then it happened, you know, trying to reach back to fourth. And no, my transmission is 100% fine. Because once I take my time, you know, go into the gear, it goes in the gear, stays in the gear and everything else. I'm not worried about the transmission at all. But I already know what my problem is. And it's now the solution sitting on the table. So let's get into it. You know, let's get this in there. I'm gonna get the car on the lift, and you know, there's a bunch of videos of installing these, but I'll go through some of that stuff. There's not really any videos with installing the cables. I realize that. So, you know, with the cable installation, I'll walk you guys through that. But there's quite a few guys that, you know, on YouTube, they got this is easy to put in. It's really not that difficult. But let's get to it. What's up, guys? So, first things first, we need to remove this whole center console. I'm sure you know that already. But yeah. I don't know if you guys ever took one of these things off, but on my first 997, I took it off, and I punched myself in the face, and it hurt. It hurt bad. So there's a little lesson to taking this thing off. It's just held on by friction. Pull, but don't pull underneath your chin. Don't make that mistake. It hurts. Alright guys, here's the breakdown. This is what we're going to do. I'm gonna remove all these things. I'm gonna show you how. Remove this panel. Basically, there's some screws. Where are we at? There's some screws right there. Basically right there in the carpet. I'm gonna remove that. Remove that screw. That'll give me access to pull that panel. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. This is held on by friction. Just gonna pull straight up like that. Once again, do not pull it. Do not pull with your chin. Then back here, gonna take this tray up. I'm gonna take this tray up, and I'm gonna basically, there's like 4 screws behind this. I'm gonna take that up, and then we're gonna pop this up. We're gonna use a pry tool, pop this up. All of these are held on by friction clips. Same thing with this little panel down here. So let me get that whole center console out. I'll be right back. Gonna take out this panel here. This panel is held on by it's just friction clips. It's 4 screws. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 screws hold that on, and then the rest of it just pops out. Place that on the side. There's no screws that holds this on. This is right on top. This just all clips. Pop those out. Be careful. This tray is the bottom tray. It has 2 screws on the side, one right there and the other side. Let's take those out. This pulls right out, and you just set this aside, because then you got to access the last screw. That's right back here. Now it's a little dark, but the tricky part is right back here. Not sure if your car got this, but on my car it has just 1, 2, and then a third screw right there. And then this whole panel's in here, which is auxiliary, USB, and iPod. But you have to pop this out. It's a little hard to get out. You have to pop this out, remove it, and then you'll see a hole for that 4th screw right back there. That 4th screw is right back here. And then this thing just, this whole thing actually just lifts out. So I'm gonna lift it out. That was a little bit more painful than I was hoping it to be. And the reason being is if your car is, you know, everything on your car was stock, like mine was stock and nothing was ever removed, then you have to deal with all the OEM stuff that's in place, like these clips. So these clips here are all, this entire harness right here runs up that entire center console, and this is one of the clips here. Well, actually this is for the airbag light. This is another light for the cigarette compartment. These clips are in there. These clips are a little annoying to get off. This is for the cigarette lighter, another plug for the harness. So you got to get that harness off. The other one is this here. I have a second harness on mine. You know, this is all based upon what options your car came with originally, but I have the second option, harness here, which is auxiliary iPod harness, and that also has an annoying clip. These clips really hold on to what they're on. But anyway, right now I'm gonna just pull this out with a 13, the e-brake, and then gonna get the original shifter out. Those are 10 millimeters. That's the original shifter right there. So yeah, let's get that out. So here we got the cables exposed, and they run right back into the body through this rubber grommet here. And I'm just going to go underneath the car and release them and pull this rubber grommet out with the pliers. These are the e-brake cables. They come right out the back of the e-brake right there off this little lever. So those are really easy to just push back in. So let me go get this out, go underneath, and remove the cables. Alright guys, so I just came underneath and took off the panel over here. It's just a 27 Torx bit, 427 torque bits to take off the plastic panel for back here on the transmission. But I just discovered something, and now I actually found the reason why my third gear was just so mushy and sometimes hard to get into. Because when I came to basically, you know, disconnect these cables right here, I realized that my third, so that cable right there is for first, third, and sixth. So that cable being all the way out here like that, you're gonna get some stretching on it because it's supposed to be clicked all the way. It's supposed to be clicked all the way in, but it was literally all the way out just like that. So I mean, I guess that was just really my main issue why I kept feeling funny in third gear. But hey, I'm already here. I got new cables. This is all an upgrade, so I'm gonna still continue to push through and upgrade it all. But anyway, these are very easy. These are very easy to pop off. Just use a screwdriver, pops right off, pops right off. Same thing with, you know, where they're at. Obviously this one just popped right out, but and then same thing with this one. So this one here, I can't get the camera back there, but maybe you can see it a little bit. This one is actually also out of its carrier. And I mean, after a while, these cables, they get old, you know, they get brittle. It is plastic, it is rubber. That stuff get old and brittle after a while. This car has about 78,000 miles on it, so I mean, you could kind of expect that. So it's definitely time to upgrade, but I already see what my issues are. Sometimes guys will zip tie those into the carriers there, into that carrier and that carrier. Just zip tie them down, that way they don't lift out and have any issues. But anyway, pop these off, pass this through, get the new cables in. Alright guys, so with enough fighting to actually get the OEM cables out, this is the part where you're going to want to pay attention, because this is actually the part where I have not seen anyone on the internet actually give this bit of information that I'm about to give you. Because everyone, like I said, only does the shifter, and they order the cables and then they just let the cables sit and they don't ever put them on because they're satisfied enough with the shifter. But anyway, so this is the OEM cables. This is the OEM cables right here. This is exactly how they came out. This is the rubber grommet that goes between the body and hold on to the cable. Now this is pretty much, you cannot reuse this. So I'm gonna have to somewhat make some sort of grommet to go back into the body, because this is pretty much bound. I don't know if you can see that, but it comes from the factory as one, just like this. Also with this rubber, this insulator is here as well. It comes as one from the factory. But anyway, I got this oriented exactly how it comes out the car. So this is the passenger side, which is the red cable. This is the driver's side, which is this lighter grayish cable. And you'll notice that the red cable, passenger side, is the shorter one. So this one, the right one, is shorter than the left one. So now the instructions, although this this numeric shifter kit may be superior, it doesn't come with any instructions, and you just pretty much gotta put this together, you know, just some sheer knowledge. But anyway, they do have it labeled. So they do have L2, like this says L2, and on the other side it does say L1. So it does say, you know, left or right. So this is driver, this is passenger, the right side. But you'll notice if you even hold it together that just like the OEM ones, the the one on the passenger side, which is the right side, this one here, it is shorter than the other one. And that way you put the cables back exactly how you're supposed to get them, exactly how you get them out. Now, Numeric does give you these insulators here, so there's some large insulators. So I am going to put this large insulator over the cables, since I'm not going to have this OEM insulator, and I'm just going to pass this through the body area, and I'll show you guys that. But yeah, that's just one of the main things that you want to know. You just want to know the orientations of your cables. You want to know which this end goes inside the body, this end goes on the transmission end, because on the OEM cables you can see that the ends have these big ends here, and on a Numeric shifter it also have a larger opening on one of the ends, which is L and R1, and this side is L and R2. So yeah guys, I'm gonna get this in the car, and then I'll show you guys once it's in the car and I got the insulations on. So in order to get these insulators on that Numeric gives you, like I said, the OEM ones, the OEM comes as 2 cables as one, with this already pre-installed, with the grommet pre-installed and this insulator pre-installed. So what you need to do, you need to get yourself a razor blade, and get yourself some tape, some black tape preferably, and get some zip ties. What I did was I just cut down, used a razor blade, and basically cut down all the way down through this. So this is now open. That way I can actually get it around my cable here, because you cannot take off any of the cable ends. So I could then wrap around my cable, and it's a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna have to cut right there. Then I'm gonna wrap it with some black tape, and I'm just gonna zip tie around that. I'll show you that when I'm done. So this is the finished result, guys. So basically took the black tape and just kind of like spiraled wrap the entire cable, and then I just zip tied the ends. I mean, not that I really need the zip tie, but the zip tie just assure that the glue on the tape will never get loose, so the tape will stay. But yeah, the entire thing is wrapped up, and it's now insulated to, one, for heat resistance, and two, you know, just kind of eliminate some of that noise that a lot of people complain about that these cables may or may not have. I'll let you know about that later, but I'm gonna get these in the car. Alright guys, so the cables are ran, and the cables pretty much take up all of the space here anyway. So I mean, the insulation with the cables, it filled that all up, so you really don't even have to worry about any sort of extra sealing, because the under panels are under the car. Cables here, I'm just gonna tighten up these cables in this position, but yeah, it's pretty much good to go. This is the easy part. So you know, right now it is in. You want to make sure you adjust your cables, you adjust your shifter, making sure that it's, you know, pointing 90 degrees up with this lever here. You can adjust it back and forth with that one, and then you adjust it left to right with that one there. So that right there is about right for me. But I mean, you know, it's in. That's first, second, third, fourth, that's fifth, that's sixth, and then you got reverse over there all the way. That's reverse. So I mean, you know, definitely feels more mechanical now than it did before, so it's very close to what my M3 is like. And if you're curious what my M3 is like, let's go into M3. So on my M3, I had actually upgraded this entire shifter, DSS. There's a rod at the bottom. This entire thing is 100% mechanical because with the M3 it connects directly to the transmission. So this thing, it's super short. It's even shorter than that. And this thing really, I love how this thing engages. This thing engages seriously. But you know, the turbo is, it's about, you know, it's almost as good as this. It'll never be as good as this because it's not directly connected to the transmission. It's through cables, but it feels good. So I'm gonna button it all up right now and then go for a drive, you know, feel it out, show you guys how that is. All right, so obviously car's down. I'm gonna go for a test drive and just kind of feel this whole shifter out, you know, feel it out. You guys will be able to see, you know, how it articulates and stuff. And then when I come back, I'll just give you guys a better review of it. So let's just go for a small drive. I mean, one thing I could tell you, it's not all flappy like it was before. So that's, you know, that's a plus. Initial engagement, pretty good. Roll through the gears. It is pretty crisp. That's 5th gear. That's 6th gear. So far so good. You know, it does have that mechanical feel. First gear. right, guys. So you know, just came back from a drive, as you can see, and I mean, you know, my opinion, my review, my thoughts on this entire shifter kit. Is it more superior than the stock one? Yes, it's definitely more superior than the stock shifter, because the stock shifter does have a lot of play, like when you're in neutral. Like the stock shifter will move around a lot. This doesn't move around as much. The gears going into gear are a bit more solid. It's actually a lot more solid than stock. What else? I mean, really, I don't know. I really think that's all I got to say about this shifter. I don't really think it's really worth the money. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but the reason why I feel like it's not really 100% worth the money is because, like I said, in this M3, you know, I upgraded the shifter. It does have a cooler work shifter. It has a custom selector rod, and the way that this car articulates and shifts is 100% mechanical. There's no cables in the M3, so that's one of the bigger difference. You know, the shifter is connected directly to the transmission on the M3. Unfortunately, with the turbo, with Porsche, you cannot connect the shifter to the transmission, so you're always going to have cables. Am I glad I did the upgrade? Yeah, I'm glad I did the upgrade. You know, I could get into third and all that other stuff. I don't have no issues, but I don't really think that it's really worth the money. I'm being 100% honest. Like, you know, there's a lot of reviews. A lot of people have the reviews and stuff, and, you know, they all feel the way they feel. Yes, the shifter does feel better, but once again, car got like 78,000 miles. So, I mean, if you got a fresh original shifter and cables, you know, OEM, I think it'll probably do the same trick. Does it look good? Yeah, it look good, but nobody sees it anyway. So what's really the point? I don't care about looks. I don't care about something looking good if somebody doesn't see it. So yeah, that's really my review on this. It's alright. It's alright. I'm not about to, you know, I don't get paid from Numeric Shifter to do this video or anything like that, so, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's better than OEM, but is it worth the money? Nah, I don't think so. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. If you got any questions, comments, or whatever, then just let me know. Ask me in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys, and good luck doing this when you do it.